以上満足だ。
Mirano no Arubaito Collection, or Milano's part-time gig collection, is an action variety title developed by Westone and published by Victor that came out on the PlayStation on July 1st, 1999. As the title suggests, the game is centered around doing part-time jobs performed by the main character, a sweet 11-year-old girl named Milano. One day, her parents suddenly have to stay for an extended period at the hospital, so they send Milano to live with her uncle in Zucchini Town for a short time in the summer. However, when she arrives at his home, she discovers that the old man's gone on vacation, so she'll be stuck there for 40 days all by herself. Milano was a positive young thing with an entrepreneurial spirit, so she decides to pass her time by working during the summer to earn cash and buy herself all sorts of fancy things while she's there. And lucky for her that apparently there are no child labor laws on the books or in sight. There are 8 different part-time jobs for Milano to choose from, all presented as short and simple mini-games. The cake shop puts her in the role of baker, having her match 3 or more of the same ingredients as quickly as possible by rotating stacks of blocks that fall from the top of the screen, basically your standard arcade puzzle game. At the Chinese restaurant, she's relegated to dishwashing duties, scrubbing away grime from stacks of incoming plates and avoiding flying hazards in the process. She works the register at the fast food joint, putting together customers' orders of burgers, fries, hot dogs, and other tasty, heart-clogging, blood sugar-spiking treats. At the farm, she milks the herd of flying cattle while avoiding frisky critters running around on the premises. Working at the orchards means gathering a variety of fruits in a basket, as long as the pesky bugs don't get in the way and screw everything up. The town's pizza parlor is in need of a delivery driver, and Milano answers the call, speeding through the streets, hitting boosts, and dodging other drivers and safety cones in order to deliver steaming hot pizza pies to customers in need. Working as a nurse at the hospital requires some button-mashing medical solutions to cure ailing patients waiting in the ward. And if Milano catches the eye of a certain talent scout at the town square, she has the chance to become a music idol and play the drums to the beat of a fun rhythm game. Clearing each of these minigames earns Milano a set amount of puriru, prill, the currency of the game world, with a bonus amount given to how quickly the job was completed. There are very limited opportunities to make money in the game, as Milano can only choose to do one job each day, so it's important to do well in each minigame as there are no do-overs. Well, unless you hit the reset button. Assuming you even have one. Additionally, since labor laws in Zucchini Town are seemingly non-existent, there is no compensation for failure.
You get nothing!
Anyway, if you ever want to see how well or how poorly you've done on these minigames, you can view your records for each at the town hall any day of the week. With her hard-earned cash, Milano can order items from a shopping catalog before going to bed. Her uncle apparently lives a simple life, and aside from a surprisingly cozy and well-equipped kitchen and dining area, the house is quite barren, with only a couple of pieces of furniture and a rather plump cat named Pepperonia populating the main living area. So this house will be your canvas to make beautiful interior decor art with. There is a large variety of things big and small available to purchase and spruce up the look and feeling of Old Uncle's abode. Toys and trinkets, flowers and planters, table mats and chairs, wallpaper, television sets, boom boxes, video games, a grand piano. Mirano no Arubaito Collection allows players to design the home to their heart's content, as long as they have the spare ching to pay for it. Once ordered, new items typically arrive in a day or two, and by foregoing a day of work, you can instead spend the day unpacking the goods and rearranging the house as you see fit. So, what is the point of being a good little consumer and hoarding all this stuff? Admittedly, a lot of it is simply decorative. It's for decoration, that's it and that's all, man. However, some furnishings and accessories, often the big ticket items, will open up more activities for Milano to do in the evening as she's winding down at home. After each day of work, chilling at town square, or playing around with the layout of the house, Milano can do 2 things before heading to her bedroom. Again, because her uncle doesn't believe in owning a ton of worldly possessions, there's not much to do initially. She can tidy up with a vacuum cleaner, enjoy a cup of tea, cook up something delicious to eat, talk to her folks on the phone, freshen up her threads by doing a bit of laundry, or feed the kitty. Certain additions to the living room and terrace will expand the available actions, and these include watching TV, which shows a random program, watering the plants and seeing them slowly grow and bloom, playing a musical instrument and getting better over time, listening to some music, which changes the house's BGM, being a good 11-year-old and planning for the future by studying at a desk and playing some old school video games. By now you've noticed the superb 2D pixel art and animations in the game, which is a real highlight of Milano no Arubaito Collection. This should be no surprise to those who are familiar with developer Westone, who has a reputation for fantastic games with excellent art direction, particularly with the classic Sega series they are most well known for, Wonder Boy / Monster World. There's something about the animations that really brings a smile to my face. They're so charming and full of life, and remind me a lot of Wonder Project J for the Super Famicom. Aside from the visual delights, most home activities will increase one of 3 stats for Milano. Her Genki, her vigor or spirit, is increased simply by eating dinner, which makes sense. Only pancakes and an omelette rice dish are available at first, though more recipes can be bought from the shopping catalog. A majority of the other activities or chores boost Milano's kokoro or heart, making it the easiest to max out early on. Finally, her knowledge, chishiki, is raised through vigorous study, which can be done when the home is furnished with a desk. These 3 stats are very important as they all affect how the young girl is able to work and make money. Higher vigor opens up more gigs for her to take on, the availability of which is also affected by the day of the week as well as the weather. The more heart she has, the more time she's allotted to complete her work tasks. And as she becomes more knowledgeable, she'll be able to increase the difficulty of her part-time jobs up to a rank of 5. And of course, more risk means more rewards. As you can see, it's vital to increase all stats as much as possible in order to make more money throughout the 40 days that the game takes place over. Talking on the phone and feeding the cat don't boost any stats, but are worth doing once in a while, as you should always keep in touch with your family, and pet neglect is terrible. Ignore your feline friend for too long and he'll become your former feline friend, as Pepperonia runs away for good. You monster. As the day comes to an end, Milano can do one last thing before hitting the hay. Aside from shopping, there are 2 other options. The first is to gaze at the stars, and the other is to read a book. Regarding the former, once in a while she'll get lucky and get to wish upon a shooting star, giving 3 choices. These include hoping for the well-being of everyone, which aside from being super sweet, also raises her vigor by 2, praying for something good to happen, meaning Milano will find some money when doing the laundry, or asking for good weather the next day, meaning more options for work. Reading books will increase her intelligence, as long as she picks the one most suited for her that doesn't put her to sleep faster. To go back to how nice the art and animations are in this game, I don't know why, but the way that the bed comforter moves when Milano gets into bed is just really impressive to me. I know, I'm a weirdo. Anyway, before you end up falling asleep, I'll start to wrap things up here as I've covered pretty much all there is to Mirano no Arubaito Collection. I'd say a typical playthrough will take up about 3 hours, and thankfully you can save after each day if breaks or redos are necessary. Depending on how well you do in the game, basically how much you're able to earn through work and buy in the catalog, you're ranked at the very end. On a first playthrough, you probably won't do so great, but after getting an idea of how to boost stats early on and figuring out which side jobs you're best at to maximize earnings, you'll certainly do a lot better on a second playthrough and probably end up with something that looks closer to your own personal dream home. Too bad it belongs to your uncle though. I won't explicitly go into details about the ending of the game for anyone who wants to play it, but it's pretty apparent what's going on with Mom and Dad's hospital visit from the opening cinematic. There's not much replay value with the game, and while most of the mini-games are pretty fun, they are extremely short and repetitive. and not all that challenging even on the most difficult ranks. However, if you wanted to ever just play them without going through the main game again, you can do so through an a la carte mode that is unlocked after viewing the end credits. Milano no Arubaito Collection reminds me of a current day indie title, and I honestly wouldn't be surprised if there are other games just like it out there. Back in its day, it got an additional print run in the PS1 books line, but with either package, it is one of the more pricey titles for the PlayStation, making it a tough purchase for most. If the opportunity arises, however, it is worth playing at least once for its overall charm, and is an excellent title for people who are fans of the developer Westone, nice pixel art, or simply cute games. And for hardcore PS1 collectors into Japanese-only titles, this is definitely one to get. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, and I assume you did if you made it this far, I'd really appreciate it if you hit the like button, leave a comment, and share it with someone you think would also enjoy it. And if you'd like to support what I do further, I hope you'll consider joining the Patreon or becoming a channel member. Thanks again, and I'll see you soon.